Today we are going to be going through everything that I made in January. In total, I made 29 items. I was so close to the 30 item mark, but that's all right. Maybe another month we will get there when I'm doing a little bit more market prep or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, let's just get into them, and then at the end maybe I'll chat about how it compares to my crochet goals and some of the things I maybe need to start working on in the next few months so that I can hit those goals. But for now, let's get into some January crochet chat. So these are not going to be in the order that I made them in, just to be completely honest, because I made like a bunch of different things scattered around, but I'll probably just show you them all at once. So let's get into it. First of all, I made 2 market bags this month. I made this one, which I think is just the cutest colorway. This is made using Bango's blend from Patty and Bango's place. It is the Sunset colorway, which is this like variegated one. And then I did the handles in Dusk, which I haven't made a market bag yet that I use 2 different like colors on, and I think I really like it. So I think I'm definitely going to be making some more like this, maybe even just some simple 2-tone ones. So instead of using a variegated for the body, I would use like, I don't know, a single color and then handles as a different color. But that is one. And then the other one that I made is just in Bango's Blend Atmosphere color, and that one I made on my Melbourne trip. So those 2 market bags, very good. I love that pattern so much. It's just like one of my go-to mindless patterns now. Like if I don't really want to think about what I'm doing, I know that now that I'm like made quite a few of those market bags, I can just pick them up and not really think about it. Although I do always forget how many rows I do of the netting, but that's okay. It's kind of quite forgiving, especially in this Bango's blend, because even though these look a bit short, if I can pick it up, even though these look a bit short, they do like stretch quite a bit. So the heavier stuff you put in it, the more you can fit in, I suppose. But I think they'd also be very cute book bags. Anyway, that is them. Moving on to the next thing. This month, unsurprisingly, I made quite a few blob cats. This was my first kind of finalized pattern one, and I did that in a blanket yarn. And then I went on to make another 2 or 3 in Patty's plush. So I made this little 2-tone guy. This guy has some fluff on him, but he's a 2-tone guy, but with some different colors, because I was worried that I was going to run out of the Bandicoot colorway. So I just added in some little white paws as well. And I made a little orange and white guy as well. So 3 of them, 4 blob cats altogether, and that is 6 things already that we've made this month. Then somewhat recently, and I know this isn't 100% finished because I need to like weave in an end, but this little duck doily, you're not really gonna be able to see it, I don't think. Can you see the duck in that? This little duck doily is my first ever time doing this like filet crochet, and I love it. I love it so much. This is a kind of a modified pattern from the Doily Maven. It was part of a pattern that also had like just a silly goose on it, which I love, but I didn't have small enough yarn to make the whole doily and it not be freaking massive. So I just did the little duck bit. I modified it so it was just, well, I guess it's a goose, but to me it looks like a duck without the wording. And I actually made this to put underneath one of the pots on our sideboard so that it doesn't like scrape the paint, because Bango likes to jump up there and nuzzle the plants sometimes, which moves them around. So I'm just a bit worried that the paint's gonna get scratched. So this is to go under there. Just need to weave in that one little pesky end and it will be 100% finished, but I'm counting it. The majority of it is done. All right. The next thing was a pattern test that I did for the Lovely Loops to Loveys, and it is such a cute pattern. It is this little daisy goose. It's a lovey, and it has a little bonnet hat. I think I used a slightly too small yarn for the bonnet. I did it in the Kestrel's Kaleidoscope, so I probably should have modified it to make it a little bit bigger so that it like flared out a bit more, but I still think she's really cute. And I think I mentioned this in one of my older videos, but I'm really proud of the embroidered eyes on this one. I think I'm definitely getting better at embroidering eyes, so practice makes perfect, I guess. Not that I'm saying I'm perfect, but practice makes better. So that's exciting. That one is done. I definitely want to make more of these because they're just so cute, and I think they'll be really cute gifts for like friends with babies, of whom there are a few popping up in my friend group. So I'm very happy to have had this pattern, and a huge thank you to Chantel for letting me test it. I had a really great time in the tester group. There was a lot of very talented people in there, so very blessed to be chosen. Another thing that I made, and look, some of these I will admit were in my last market vlog about what I made for that, so apologies for some of the double ups, but I made them in January, so here we go. 2 little mini loaf cats. Definitely want to make more of these. Very, very good. Both in blanket yarn. I'm gonna speed run the ones that I did. I also have my Kirby, which I had in my market inventory, and a bunch of these little claw machine buddies. There was 5 there, 6, and this is actually a 7th one, but I think the eyes went too far in. You see what I mean? So I'm just a bit worried it doesn't really look like a cat. So this one might just be for me. Then I also have my No Sew Dragon, which I just love this. I want to make more because I was definitely distracted while I made this one watching the tennis. So I have no concept of how long it actually took me. So I want to try do it again and time it so I kind of know what to price it at. But oh, it's just so cute. I get cuteness aggression with that one. I also did my first ever pattern trade with someone. So I sent them my Blob cat pattern, and I got this flippy seal / whale pattern in return. So I made this, and it flips inside out to become a whale. The only problem is I think I put the seal tail a bit too low because this does happen. And that is not ideal. So I don't think I can sell this one. Maybe I can gift it to a friend who likes fidget toys. But it's a very fun little, cute little pattern. This little flippy mechanism in it. And I like the kind of fidget toy vibe of it, you know? And now I have everyone's favorite summer accessory, beanies. I made 1, 2, 3 of just the kind of regular beanie, and I made 1, 2, 3 of these cat beanies as well. If you want to see what they look like on, go and check out my market video. It is way too hot for me to put them on again, but basically because they're a little rectangle, these become ears when they sit on your head, so it looks like you're, you know, in a little cat hat, which I think is really cute. I actually have another one of these on my hook at the moment, also in a grey colour, but using Moomoo's Milk Cotton, not this kind of 50-50 acrylic wool blend that I was using up from my stash. So the final 2 things that I made in January are 2 of Zach's itty bitty veggies. I made the turnip, which actually is like a little bit bigger than I expected it to be, but I think that was just like my yarn and hook size. And also this eggplant. I think they're really cute. I do want to make more of these for my market and put them on keychains most likely. I don't know, there's just something really cute about a vegetable with a face. So those are, I think, all the things I made in January. Let me just check. I was wrong, there is one more thing, and it has a little bit of a story behind it, so buckle in. With my last order from my manufacturer for Patty and Bango's place, they sent me a few new samples of yarns to try, and one of them caught my eye, and it was this kind of fluffy yarn. I'll show you it. So this is the yarn, and it is very fluffy. It is like a single strand with these fluffy bits coming out of it, and I don't really use fluffy yarn, but this one just looked so cute and I really wanted to give it a go, and I love people's makes in it. I always see them over Instagram at the moment, and I don't know, it seems like this kind of yarn, one, is like getting a little bit more popular and people are like learning how to work with it, and it also just looks really cute. So of course I had to test it because I test everything before I decide if I'm gonna stock it or not. And I made this really cute little fluffy whale. I just use All From Jade's pocket whale pattern, and I just love the combination of the fluffy yarn on top and then kind of just a regular chenille down the bottom. Let me see if I can hold this closer for you so that you can get a bit of a better look at it. Here's my little whale. I don't know, there's just something about the fluff that makes it look so cute. So if you have any opinions on whether or not I should stock this fluffy yarn, I will do some deeper diving into how many colors they offer. I just think it would be such a cute yarn, especially if they have some browns and things like that to be making teddy bears and I don't know, all sorts of toys out of. It actually wasn't as bad to work with as I expected. I definitely was kind of guessing where the stitches were, but it wasn't as bad as some of the other yarns I've used in terms of finding the stitches. I actually didn't have to frog any of this. I managed to like keep my stitch count correct. So I don't know, that's a bonus, especially considering I don't really like work with fuzzy yarn. There's only been a few times that I've kind of tested this kind of yarn out. So this was the easiest of the lot, and I wish you could feel it. I wish this was like, I don't know, some kind of 4D experience because it's super fluffy. Anyway, thoughts on that, let me know. And that was my 29th make for January. I was so close to getting to 30. I do have like, I would say about 70% of a beanie done, but I didn't quite finish it in January, so it's not in this video. If you like these kind of wrap-up videos, by the way, please do let me know because I'm happy to kind of make them now that I'm keeping track of what I'm making, which was one of my crochet goals for this year. So I have been doing that. I've been using my spreadsheet. I know exactly how many makes I made in January, and I can also tell you my favorite designers and things like that as the year goes on. I think because it's just been January, it's not that exciting yet. But I definitely made less amigurumi and more kind of like homeware type based things than previous. Like obviously I made more amigurumi overall, but as a percentage split, homewares is getting up there with like the market bags and the doily. So, you know, and definitely accessories, like all of those beanies. I don't know, that was another pattern that I didn't need to think too much about it, and so I could just make it. I'm loving those patterns at the moment. If you have any other mindless types of patterns that like end up in something useful or fun or funky, please drop them in the comments for me because I want more of a variety of the mindless things I can make. Does that make sense? Anyway, so that is all the stuff that I made in January, and I have a few exciting things coming up in February as well. So in our Discord, we've decided to do a craft along during February, and we are going to be making the Betty McKnit 6-day star blanket together. A few people wanted to make it and a few more wanted kind of an excuse to be able to make it. There are also a couple of people who have made a few of them, so can kind of like help if people have any questions about the pattern as well. So if you want to join that crochet along during February, please feel free to jump in our Discord. The link is in the description below, and you can share your 6-day star blanket make along with us. We will be cheering you on, we will be helping you out, and I don't know, it's just a really fun community there. So if you want some more people to chat crafts with, feel free to jump in that. No pressure though. Also in February, I really want to get onto making a few more safety eyes. I still have not started making any from the smaller eyes that I bought, so I want to try that too. But February Frisbee tournaments start back up, so I am going to have a couple of weekends out. We are also having a little craft meetup in Sydney, so if you're a Sydney crafter, again, that is all organized through the Discord. But I'm really looking forward to getting to see some of my crochet friends in real life. We haven't done one since like the end of last year, I think. Maybe October or November last year. So it's been a while. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. Other than that, I'm just hoping to be doing a lot of crochet. In terms of like my crochet goals, I wanted to make a certain number of tapestry pieces and a certain number of clothing items this year, and I've not started either of them in January. I do have the pattern to a tapestry crochet like wall hanging sitting open in one of the many open tabs on my phone browser. So I want to start that. That is one that I want to do this month. I kind of have a feeling that for clothing, I am going to not get those done until it starts getting colder. So maybe from like March or April when autumn is hitting here in Australia, then I will start making some crochet clothes, because even though there are summer things that I could make, I just feel like a lot of the summer clothing items are like crop tops or I don't know, that kind of thing. And that's just like not my vibe. Clearly, I'm in like a real baggy just t-shirt at the moment. So I think winter clothing is maybe more my style, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. If I get towards the end of the year and it's summer again, I'm just gonna have to make some if I want to hit my goals, but that's okay. I would love to hear about what you made this month as well. So if you want to tell me like your favorite makes, how many things you made, if you know, last year I would not have had any idea how much I made in a month because I was not tracking it at all. And I guess it's worth noting as well, like I didn't up how much I was making just because I'm tracking it. The tracking really is like, there's no aim. I don't have a goal for how many things I want to have made this year. Like, yes, I do have for specific things, like I want to make a certain number of tapestries and a certain number of clothing items, but as an overall goal, I don't have one. So the tracking is really more as like a FYI, or like, I don't know, just out of curiosity for myself. I'm not like pushing myself to make more stuff just because I'm tracking it, if that makes sense. It's more out of interest. So I don't know. Also, if like, a lot of the stuff I made this month was like a lot of smaller pieces. So I don't know if it's a lot or not much. Like if you're a full-time crocheter and you're doing markets, 29 things is gonna feel like nothing. If you are a kind of more hobby crafter like I am, but like are making bigger things, then 29 items seems like heaps. But you know, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess I wanted to mention it because I don't want this to be any kind of point of comparison for anyone one way or another, and also not a point of comparison for myself, because I've definitely felt myself in the last like month or so getting more into like, I don't know, it's really hard to be on social media and like not kind of compare yourself to how other people are going, because just there are so many metrics sitting out there and it's really easy to fall into that trap. So I guess this is me like trying to wave a magic wand and stop you from comparing yourself, at least to me. I don't know what I'm saying. I just like, for me, the comparison is the thief of joy saying is like absolutely 100% correct. So this is me encouraging you to try and do what I can't and not compare yourself to people, you know? Anyway, I think that is enough rambling from me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please do give it a like. And if you feel like it, hit subscribe on the channel. It really helps me out. It helps the channel grow, and it just, I don't know, tells me that people out there enjoy watching crochet content, and so then I will keep making it and everyone wins, maybe. I feel like I'm in like a little bit of a strange mood today. I've had a coffee, but I haven't had breakfast yet, so I don't really know what I'm talking about, but thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I know there's a million things you could be watching, and you are sitting here on my couch virtually with me, listening to me talk to you about crochet things. So I am sure that editing me will regret everything I have just said, and that is okay. We are leaning in. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week for another little video. Until then, enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your week. Bye!